Alright, first demonstration is going to be on that 01 VRay MTL-A scene. If you click here and you select slate, you'll be able to open that slate editor, which is slightly different from what I showed you earlier. And here you can see we have diffuse, reflect, texture, brush, translucency, bump, and texture examples. And if you right click, you can make a new view. And we already have maps loaded here, so we will have a really quick demonstration of this stuff. But it's pretty easy to work with Slate Material Editor because you can see exactly what's connect where, and you can see the entire path of those nodes for the material, for the shader. Alright, so let me start my render here. And I'm gonna click on the region. Let's stop it, put it in the interactive mode, and let's work a little bit with this guy. Okay, so I can navigate through this, and if I drag and drop here the connection point, I'll be able to connect it to my VRay material. If I double click on it, you can see I can double click and go into my material parameters. And if I click on that node that's connected into Diffuse, this is where we connect our base material, Diffuse map. We can see the VRay color map is being applied here. So let's change those to 0.8. You can see we can do mathematical method here and change those colors. This is the floating points and very accurate, and gamma value of 2.2 applied to that color already. It's got the gamma color correction on it, so that's pretty accurate, physically based. If I go back to my material, we can check the roughness. I'm gonna put 0.5, and we can see here that this shape is getting a little bit more defined. If I put 1, I can get it very defined. So that's the roughness parameter. I'm gonna put it back to 0, and as you can see here, I can connect other materials such as those gradient ramp. This is a procedural material that works with procedural values, and it spreads. If we have an object that is a cube and we slice it in half, we'll be able to see that material goes inside the object. So that's a cool thing about procedural materials. We can load the different maps, JPEGs. As you can see here, this is a JPEG, and we can also load HDRIs here. This one is an HDRI map, even though it loads JPEG, but it just shows you that you can load HDRI maps into the diffuse channel right here. So basically, if you drag and drop from here anything, you can connect it. Okay, so all those right here have been drag and dropped from the left hand panel, and materials were assigned to them. Now let's see different values for checkers. If you want to disconnect, just take it from here and disconnect it. So let's connect checkers into the opacity and see what's happened. So you can see those checkers. Yeah, those are more solid ones. And if we connect a color to the opacity, you can see we can control the translucency values with the color. So more towards black makes the object more transparent, and more towards white makes the object look more solid. Alright, now let's check the illumination values. Drag it lower here and connect this into self-illumination right here. As you can see, we can also change how it appears and with the multiplier we can control how strong it is. You can see it starts to spread light all around, and we can also control it from RGB multiplier from here also. You can go as high as we want in order to make that object spread light. Zero, of course, no light. 1 is the default RGB. Now we can also connect gradient here. You can see it's got 3 colors, but the colors look a little bit opaque, so let's get a more contrast to this by going to general here, color correction. Let's add that, and then that color correction we can connect to self-illumination. If we double click, we can open it up. So now here, if I double click on my color correction, I can go to advanced, and let's lower the gamma to 0.45, so kind of inverse gamma here, and we can see that it's getting better colors. So the lower it goes, the more contrasty it gets. Now here, if we go back to our material, we can give a little bit stronger colors. Let's get this nice red color right here. So you can see we're getting more contrasty and properly displayed color within this self-illuminated object. Alright, so this is a quick demo on how to load your slate material editor and plug in different materials in order to make this thing work properly. Okay, go ahead and watch the next video.